The most worrisome item on the G20 agenda has been the euro area crisis. And this is where we have seen really lack of actions in terms of the G20. And the reason is that Germany has introduced the principle in the euro area that positions at the summit of, say, G8, G7, or G20, like in this case, the euro area members ought to stick to a commonly defined position at the euro area level, which essentially implies a German-led position. And being, Germany rather inflexible, this of course prevents the G20 from being a facilitating forum, a forum that really can mediate disputes and conflicts across the membership. And this is really a striking difference with the G20 we saw at the height of the international financial crisis, where you could really see members walking into the room and then coming out of the room with a commonly defined purpose, a commonly defined vision of the problem and of the actions needed to address the problem. The importance of these talks are to the extent that they serve to escalate pressures on Germany. They will produce a favorable background for the other euro area countries to negotiate something with Germany, to extract some more concessions from Germany in their own regional talks, in the regional framework, decision-making framework of the European Union and of the euro area. And therefore this, we should really look at the forthcoming EU summit that is going to take place at the end of this month to see whether the G8 summit of Camp David in May, whether this G20 summit of Los Cabos will have really produced any tangible outcome in terms of really introducing some room of flexibility in the German position. Clearly, the more the situation escalates, and more likely is that Germany will be available, will be willing to concede on a number of issues on which so far it has constantly denied support. What we have seen is that in the context of the G20, a number of IMF member countries have agreed to strengthen the IMF finances, and in fact at this summit members have finalized their pledges. Two elements are noteworthy in that regard. The first is that the BRICS have conditioned their pledges upon the assumption, upon the expectation that the currently agreed governance reforms will be implemented, and further reforms will be considered in order to give them more voice, more say in the governance of this institution. And then the other important aspect is that the United States has taken itself out of this process. For the first time in the recent history, the United States has not joined this pool of the of countries that have been willing to strengthen the IMF, and has given up an important opportunity for also politically leading this process.